My daughter's class is studying Hamilton right now. We were watching it the other day, and of course, my shot comes on. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not throwing away my shot.
Exactly.
We
No,
all have a shot to take.
we
So
all have a
let's
shot.
let's do it. What's stopping you and what's the worst thing that could happen? Hey everyone, this is the Leadership Tea podcast where we talk about how to get to the next level and how to thrive once you get there. I'm Belinda Jackson Farrier. I'm a former diplomat, a leadership coach, and a public speaker.
And I'm Shelby Smith Wilson, a diplomat, and a leadership coach, and a public speaker. Together, Belinda and I bring close to 50 years of experience working in government, the private sector, and as entrepreneurs. And together, we bring you our tips on how to lead, thrive at the executive level, but also how to grow your leadership skills.
Right. So often you'll hear us give tips and ideas about how to grow as a leader and how to help your team grow as well. But today we're going to do something a little different. It's spring here where we are, and spring is this period of growth. So we're here to hype you up because what we're going to do this spring is grow as leaders and as executives and just as people.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And if you listened to our episode where we talked about what's holding you back, where Belinda and I coached each other on real life situations in terms of what we're thinking about right now, what we're struggling with. And this episode is designed to follow up on that conversation and share with you where we are in our personal journeys and encourage you to challenge yourselves to join us on this journey in doing a new thing and hyping ourselves and being encouraged to stretch ourselves to new levels.
Yeah, exactly. I love that term. Like, we need to stretch and we need to grow. I think I can kick it off. I'll start
Okay.
and say during that episode where we coached each other, we talked about some of the limiting thoughts that I had that were keeping me from moving forward and growing, particularly in my business, that I wasn't getting the opportunities or the chances that I needed to grow because I wasn't asking for them. And in maybe some ways I thought I didn't deserve them. I had to get more experience or had to do whatever. But especially in entrepreneurship, right? The only barrier to growth is me. So if I'm not growing, my bank account is not growing, my net worth is not growing, my business is not scaling. So I thought about that and I decided I would spend a month pushing myself into uncomfortable spaces where I was asking for what I want, where I was declaring my value, where I was letting people know what I needed from particular spaces. And I'm here to tell you that no one has batted an eye. It has only resulted in doors opening and good things happening, or it has resulted in me receiving data, right? I need this. Oh, Belinda, I'm glad you asked. We don't have it. Like, okay,
That's a data
cool.
point.
Look, now I know. I need to go over here, not to you. Or, as I've been putting it to you, just shooting my shot.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about this, I think it was somewhat viral video that was around last year with Dion Sanders talking about sometimes there's this intervening period where nobody knows who you are. You're still trying to make it. You're just working hard and doing the work, but you've got to, like he says, keep making plays. You just have to keep making plays. And eventually you'll get the ball down the field, right? Eventually things are going to happen. That is the spirit in which I have been operating in the last 30 days. I'm just going to keep making plays. Some plays are not going to end up the way that I wanted them to. Some plays are going to push me backwards, but I'm not going to feel down about that. I'm just going to go, well, got to keep making plays
Right.
and not to make sports, but I'm going to keep shooting my shot. So I can't emphasize enough how helpful that's been. And I wish that there had been moments, whether it's you're talking about getting a promotion, right? Or asking to join in on some project that's going to help push you and stretch you in your career or things like that. There's so many opportunities in our lives, particularly our professional lives, where we can keep making plays and shoot our shot.
Yeah, I love it. As a coach, I love that you took real action on our session. Like you internalized what we discussed and put together a plan, an action plan that you are following through on. And that's beautiful. So I applaud you on that. The question that you posed to me in that episode stayed with me to the point where it's, oh my goodness, Belinda is in my head like every day. Who is Shelby when she is unconstrained? And people were writing me, emailing me, commenting on how that question resonated with them as well. So it was a very powerful moment. And I've been reflecting on it every day since you posed the question, who am I when I'm unconstrained? And it caused me to think about moments in my life when I felt unconstrained. And one that came to mind, like in a really powerful way, was when I went away to boarding school. I was 14 years old. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I had never heard of the New England system of boarding schools. All I knew was that this fancy school in New Hampshire sent down an admissions officer to my middle school. They interviewed me and a few other students. And a few months later, I was looking at an acceptance letter. And my parents were like, wow, this doesn't happen often to people in our community from our humble beginnings. And they knew what an incredible opportunity it was. And so did I, but I had no idea exactly what I was getting myself into. I just knew that I was prepared. I knew I had done my best in school. I was rocking it in my classes. I was involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I knew that the package that I put together in applying to this school was rock solid, and I had no fear. I was just bold and audacious and unapologetic about who I was and what I brought to the table. And I was just very self-assured that, yes, of course I got into this elite school because I had done the work. I was qualified. I checked all the boxes. And I never thought, oh, I'm going to be in the minority. I'm going to be surrounded by people who are even more prepared than I am, who have grown up in this culture that has groomed them to be successful in this environment in a way that is far beyond anything that I've been accustomed to. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about any of those things. I just knew, okay, I'm Shelby Smith, and I'm going to go to this school, and it's going to be an amazing experience. And it's that type of energy, that type of self-assuredness and confidence, and the fact that I was completely unbothered by the things that eventually came to pass and some of the challenges that I had to face. But 14-year-old Shelby was like, I'm ready to take on the world. I can do this. I've got this. That is the type of energy that I need to bring to this moment as I'm on the verge of turning 50 and looking at my life and trying to figure out what's next and how do I meet this moment, as we talked about in previous episodes. And so I want to bring, like you, I want to bring 14-year-old Shelby energy to this moment to shoot my shot. And in shooting my shot, I'm thinking about how do I leverage the networks that I have? We've talked a lot about boxing ourselves in and not thinking beyond the limits that we put on ourselves. And so I've really been thinking about, okay, who are the people within my network who can help get me to the next level? Who do I need to ask for help? Or not even help, who do I need to make my pitch to in terms of, hey, this is where I am at this moment in time. This is what I can bring to the table. Do you know of people who are in need of this service? Or do you know how my talents might be able to be utilized in X, Y, or Z project? And I just want to do like you're saying, shoot my shot and be bold and be audacious and bring that 14-year-old energy to the table and not second guess myself or think about all the ways in which things could go wrong, but to just be assured of myself and meet the moment.
Yeah, that exactly. I think that's a really good place to put yourself in. And maybe you even, I'm sure you already have like journaled or,
Of course I have.
but perhaps there's a little note or something you could write to yourself and put into your wallet. And when you're out and about and you're not near that journal and you're feeling a little bit unsure and unsteady, look back at it.
Yeah.
Just a little something to remind you. I don't know if you can get to shoot your shot unless you really define what unconstrained looks like.
Yeah.
Because you have to be sitting in that to say, like, yeah, I'm gonna roll up here. I deserve this. I'm gonna do this.
Yep.
For me, I've changed. I'm doing the network thing, but slightly different. I'm saying, how can I expand my network? I want to do things that are outside of my network, right? The unconstrained me was like, if I were honest with myself, I want to do X, and my network cannot quite deliver that for me. Tried. So I've had to quickly build a new network. And a lot of that has started with putting myself in at tables that I think I'm qualified for, but like they don't know me. I'm like, hey, I'm Belinda.
Right.
And it's helped me really refine my elevator pitch. Yeah, I'm here at this table boldly. This is what I do. This is what I bring. This is my value. I'm actually really good at this. I'm actually good at this.
Yeah.
Watch. Let me give you a little sample. I've got to learn better just to give a sample and not give it all away.
Yeah.
Talked about
Don't give away the store. Just a little piece.
Yeah, working on it.
Right.
But here's what I do. Yeah, you like that. I know. So let's negotiate. Here's what I want. I've been writing letters to like really prominent people. Like, hi, I'm Belinda and I'm awesome.
That's amazing because you are.
And
Yeah.
you need me. Because obviously the old way's not working.
Yeah.
So let me bring some new stuff. And people have been responding. Like, they've been like, yeah,
yourself. Yes.
cool. Let's
bring
talk. And I'm like, oh, really? They're like, oh, can you come speak at this workshop? Can you come like to this conference? Can you come to this meeting? Actually, yeah.
Yeah, we're saying the same things. Yeah, when I say look at my network and try and leverage it, I actually am referring to people that aren't necessarily within my inner circle.
Right.
It's like the concentric circles. It's like the circles outside of the circles
It's outside of the circles.
that I'm trying to tap into to see what the opportunities are.
That's all I can say is like somebody said to me the other day, I'm calling you because I just appreciate your gumption.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
Okay.
Girl. That's what we doing.
Right.
And she's like, so I've been thinking about how I can help you and do because yes, you're awesome and you have gumption. And I was like, yes, I do.
Thank you.
That's why I deliver.
Yeah.
I deliver. I've just been really excited about the results. I just feel like I've done more in the last 30 days than I have for months because I've been like, well, let me respect the hierarchy and let me get a little more experience before I ask to sit at that table. I've just been walking around.
We don't have time for that. No. Yes. You're at the table.
Right.
You're turning the table over if you need to.
Yeah. You've heard me talk about 19-year-old Belinda, and 19-year-old Belinda was, yeah, I have an idea and here it is. You don't have to take the idea.
Right.
But I am going to communicate it to you. Someone said to me the other day, I always got to talk about Spellman.
Yes.
Someone said, I was like, hey, look, I've been going around pitching this idea. It's going to work out. I've got all these partners involved. And the person was like, yeah, I wasn't worried about you. Spellman women, you're always out here like making it come together, making it work.
Facts.
I was like, you're right. Right. Forgot about that. Yeah, I'm going to lean into that.
Right.
Right. But we've all got it in us.
Yeah.
And we've all got a thing that's grating at us. Oh, and also my daughter's class is studying Hamilton right now, the musical.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we were watching it the other day on TV. And of course, my shot comes on. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not throwing away my shot.
I gotta throw my exactly.
Or my shot.
No.
We all have a shot to take.
So let's have a shot.
Let's do it. And what's stopping you? And what's the worst thing that could happen? We've all got a shot to take that is low to medium risk, but high reward.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? I'm not saying walk into your boss's office and say, give me a raise or I quit. Like, no.
Right. Don't be dumb, but
That'd be crazy.
but take calculated risks and don't be
Calculated risk.
afraid to advocate for yourself.
Yeah. So you've heard us talk about how we have pushed ourselves, how we have challenged ourselves, how we have decided to take our shots in the last 30 days. And it has been instructive and informative and paid dividends. We want to challenge you to do the same. We want to ask that you consider one thing in your life, probably your professional life, that you just need to ask for. You just need to advocate for yourself and see what happens, right? And we want to give you 30 days to do it. So on our website, you're going to find a pledge you can make to yourself. You can just print it, save it, whatever you want to do, and just write down that thing that you're going to do in the next 30 days and put it somewhere where you can think about it. Sit down, journal, ponder. We feel so strongly about this. We're creating a playlist on Spotify of hype music
Yes.
to get you there. And so we'll have links to those as well in the show notes that you can go listen to it on your way into work. At least my contributions are going to be a little 90s heavy.
Nothing wrong with that. 90s was like the best decade for music.
Really
Real
was.
talk.
I mean, just facts.
Right.
So, like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But they are truly the songs that we listen to when we need to get hype, right? This is what I listen to feel motivated. And the same for Shelby.
Absolutely. This is a real coaching tool that I use with my clients. I encourage people to have hype music all the time, especially when they know they're going to have a rough day. I tell them, put on your best jam as you're headed into the office to get yourself mentally prepared for whatever it is that you're about to walk into. And so, yes, I'm a huge believer in playlists. I really hope that you all will enjoy what we put together and send us your suggestions of what you think should be on the playlist.
Oh, yeah, we can make adjustments.
Yes.
Definitely. Make this pledge to yourself. Go to our website at stirringsuccess.com, and also we'll have a link to it. You'll find the pledge sheet. Be sure to tap into the music if you need it. And if you're going to participate, leave us a comment here and say, shoot your shot. We're there to hype you up.
Yes. As we say all the time, community is clutch. And we want you to be part of this community as we're shooting our shots collectively. Let us know what's going on in your lives as we continue to share with you our personal progress and how we are holding ourselves accountable.
I hope that this inspires you to reflect on what you need to do. What are the plays that you need to make right now? There's no time like the present. Let's shake it up. And we've given you some tools. They're going to help you know that you have a community behind you that's celebrating you doing that. And that's going to give you what you need to make it happen.
Thanks again for joining us for the Leadership Tea podcast. If you are looking to become a better leader, we encourage you to subscribe. We really enjoy getting feedback from all of you, and we encourage you to share our content with your friends. Leave us suggestions on future content that you would like to hear us discuss in the future. And we look forward to sipping wisdom and stirring success with you again real soon.